Okay, so anyways, this is where we can clarify and recognize that it is they, the Homo CAPensis, or this blue-blooded lineage, they who are given authority over this realm, and that they're definitely considered by themselves and their worshiping followers as the chosen ones. So I want you to hear me. It is they who are the chosen ones, and they are the chosen Jews, J-U-S. And only they are, because according to their thinking and our consent, that their gods, this is to Joanna, that their gods, Lucifer, Satan, the Elohim, the whole lot of them issued that the Elite Homo CAPensis were and are chosen to rule this realm with dominance and force, believing that they are unquestionably the gods and the supreme archangel servants to this God. And it's also clear that the everyday person who follows the religious teachings of Judaism are not in that file, or not in that folder. But with that being said, the Jewish people have been chosen and are fed the line, the chosen ones of God, misleading the Jewish people, or the Jews, J-E-W-S, and the world into a half-truth, super-veiled lie. The people who worship as the Jewish people favoring Judaism, they are not of the same ilk of the Juanas. There is no lineage shared. They are not Luciferians or Satanists. They, like everyone else, are simply peasants under the boot of the Juanas, just like the Gentiles are, or maybe even more so, which I will get into in a minute. Okay, next image, please. So let's do a real quick recap, okay? So we have ascertained that the ordinary everyday Jewish people were not hatched from eggs, but they too experienced the first spark of genetic fertilization the same way the Gentiles do, and that the Jewish people experience Genesis as the parents' genes come together to create life and are born through the genitalia system like the Gentiles are. And that it is also true that the Jewish people are also born of a family, a race, a nation of the same clan, just exactly like the Gentiles are. Like, we can agree to that, right, you guys? We understand. No different. Okay. Next image, please. Okay, so we can all agree that the Jewish people begin through the spark of life the same way, and that they enter into life the same way, and that they have the same definition of living and loving, evolving and expressing their humanity in similar ways as the Gentiles do, all around the world, yet with their own unique participation in their given labels that gives way to differences like everyone else does throughout our own planned lineage, right? Because the Gentiles too are separated by religious ideologies and various cultural expressions. So being different and unique is the way of the world. And it's not just the difference between what is called a Jew and what is referred to as a non-Jew, or AKA a Goyim, because it's how the world is done. All right, it's how it's been designed. So the Gentiles and the Jewish people follow the same blueprint in the genesis of life, as well as meandering the steps that leads us all to our deaths. Same at the core, different only on the surface or within the superficial labeling of ourselves. Our beliefs divide us. Our beliefs always divide us. And our unique genetic encodements differentiate us at the core of our humanity. But other than that, we're pretty similar. And we're actually kin. And we would be called brethren or tribe. So again, I say our beliefs divide us. And we have our unique genetic encodements that differentiate us. But at the core of our humanity, we are kin, brethren, and tribe, because we're very much the same. And it really, I said it twice because I want that to sink in. And these beliefs, the division between us all, has been created and superimposed onto us all by the Juanus, who thrive by dividing the human race into smaller groups and subgroups. The smaller groups weaken us, all generating fear, promoting egregious misunderstandings while opening us up to unveiled ignorance and unbelievable confusion. And these divides make us look at one another fearfully, arrogantly, with distrust and a superiority and inferiority self-worth. Like we absolutely feel superior or we feel inferior. Okay. And that triggers our self-worth issues. And when we have our self-worth issues, that generates prejudice, it generates anger and violence to lurk inside this very psychologically damaging mind fuckery we are in. Because that's what it is. And we are falling for it. And we can see it all over social media, how the people are falling for this. There are people that write articles over and over, posts over, and I'll keep going. Could you stop using the JEWS, please, now? Because what you're doing is you're promoting hatred. And when we promote hatred and when things get really tricky, then we're going to start hurting each other. And we're going to start killing each other. And we'll be liable for that in our souls. So we have to start using the appropriate terms. Okay, so just quickly, let's take a look at the yellow star sewn onto the chest of the Jews. It's the same thing as the birth certificates. The birth certificates are what manifested from that, just like the driver's license, just like fishing permits and passports. That yellow star was an experiment that began to keep us more controlled and held hostage. And that number tattooed on the arms of the Jewish prisoners, well, that became our socialistic security ID numbers that we must carry with us everywhere. And now it's become the COVID passports. And soon it will become our digital ID if we don't stop this train wreck we are on. Okay, next image, please. The ghettos. Remember them? The ghettos the Jews were moved into before they were moved to concentration camps. They were the 15-minute city experiments. They were the first mirrors of Narnia. Okay, that's another show that we're going to do. And they were the first mirrors of Narnia that are coming, grafted onto our lives. But see, people don't see the similarities. Those watchtowers, once armed with rifles and machine guns and German, Polish, and other European ghettos, and now the 5G Gwen Tower is ready to take aim at anybody who doesn't obey the demands of the AI God watching. And the communistic kibbutz built in Israel was used as a FEMA 15-minute city experimental platform to test drive the future of humanity, sorting out all the kinks of the unsuspecting Israeli citizen who is just trying to live their life in organic peace. Fucking communism is the kibbutz, and people didn't see it. But anyways, World War II happened. And the Jewish, previously Gentile ancestry of the fallen Juanus, well, they were used as pawns and human sacrifice in order for the parasites to bring us here into the COVID eugenics nightmare. And we can look at Israel and we can loathe the state of Israel and the brainwashing of those embedded inside the belief that Israel is for the Jewish people. But it is not. It is not for the Jewish people. But tell the Jewish people that.